There's a quiet deception that we buy into every single day, and most people don't even realize it. It's the lie that whispers, stay where it's safe, stay where it's known, don't shake things up, don't take that leap. That voice disguises itself as wisdom. It cloaks itself in caution. It pretends to be looking out for you. But underneath that mask is the very thing keeping you from the life you were born to live. That lie is comfort. And while it pretends to be your friend, it's actually your jailer. Most people don't realize it because the bars of the cage are invisible. They're made of routine, convenience, predictability. You wake up, go to the same job, scroll through the same social media feed, have the same conversations, and do the same things every weekend. It's all familiar. It doesn't feel dangerous, but deep down, you know something's missing. Deep down, there's a whisper inside you that says, this isn't all there is. And every time you ignore that whisper, every time you tell it to be quiet because you're comfortable, you're tightening the lock on the cage. Comfort isn't freedom, it's the illusion of freedom. It gives you just enough satisfaction to keep you from reaching for more, just enough pleasure to keep you from chasing purpose, just enough ease to keep you from doing the hard work of transformation. But comfort never built a legacy. Comfort never wrote a book, started a movement, created a masterpiece, or changed the world. Comfort keeps you the same while the clock keeps ticking. It numbs the pain of missed potential with temporary pleasure. But when the lights go out at night and it's just you and your thoughts, you can't lie to yourself. You know there's more. And the truth you've been ignoring is that the life you want lives on the other side of what you're unwilling to do. Everyone wants breakthrough, but no one wants breaking. We want to be transformed, but we don't want the pain of change. We want to level up, but we don't want to leave behind the familiar people, places, and patterns that no longer serve us. So we stay, we settle, we smile on the outside while we suffocate on the inside, and we tell ourselves, it's not that bad when deep down we know we were made for more. But you cannot become who you're meant to be by remaining who you've always been. Growth requires friction. It requires discomfort. It requires stretching beyond what's easy and safe. The reason comfort feels so powerful is because it wraps itself in good things. It offers stability. It offers rest. It offers routine. And there's nothing wrong with those things in healthy doses. But when they become your lifestyle instead of your launching pad, they become chains. You weren't created for a life of perpetual ease. You were created to build, to fight, to love deeply, to risk boldly, to stretch your capacity, and to evolve constantly. That means sometimes you have to walk into places that scare you. Sometimes you have to do the thing that makes your stomach turn and your hands sweat. Sometimes you have to leave behind the applause of the familiar for the silence of the unknown. Because greatness doesn't come with a guarantee. It comes with a cost, and you can't pay that price with comfort. Every dream you have, every single one, demands that you sacrifice something. Time, energy, ego, sleep, excuses, comfort. You cannot step into a higher version of yourself without letting go of the lower version that's attached to comfort. And that process is painful. That process is uncertain. That process feels like dying some days. But that's how you know you're growing. That's how you know you're evolving. That's how you know you're no longer seduced by the lie that safety equals success. What you have to understand is that the people who live fully, who love deeply, who lead movements, who change the game, they all made a decision to break out of their comfort cage. They all heard that inner voice telling them to move, and instead of ignoring it, they obeyed. Even when it didn't make sense, even when people laughed, even when they had to walk alone. That's the price of greatness. That's the price of authenticity. That's the price of a life well lived. And that price is paid in discomfort. You cannot skip the discomfort and expect the results. You can't shortcut your way to mastery. You can't microwave character, grit, perseverance, or passion. You have to go through it. You have to live it. You have to earn it. The easy way will always be there, offering you a seat in the audience while someone else takes the stage, offering you the role of spectator when you were called to be a leader. But if you're honest, you don't want to watch other people live the life you were meant to live. You don't want to be a fan in the stands. You want to be in the arena. You want to fight for something. You want to wake up with fire in your chest and purpose in your bones. That fire doesn't come from comfort. It comes from stepping into the unknown. It comes from taking risks. It comes from doing the thing that terrifies you, but doing it anyway. It comes from failing forward, learning faster, and rising stronger. It comes from choosing purpose over pleasure, growth over ease, destiny over familiarity. Every day you have a choice. You can stay in the cage. You can keep numbing yourself with distractions, feeding yourself justifications, telling yourself that someday you'll make the change. Or you can step out. You can answer the call. You can say yes to the inner voice that's been trying to get your attention for years. That voice that keeps showing up in your quiet moments, in your reflections, in your prayers. That voice is not trying to ruin your comfort. It's trying to rescue your calling. And here's the truth. You don't need more time. You don't need more clarity. You don't need everyone to approve or understand. You just need courage. You need one brave step in the direction of your discomfort. One action, one decision, one movement. That's how momentum is built. That's how cages break. That's how freedom begins. Not in the big dramatic leaps, but in the daily decision to choose growth over ease, faith over fear, movement over stillness. Most people never change because they're waiting to feel ready. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready for the things that truly matter. You won't feel ready to leave what's familiar. You won't feel ready to step onto a new path. You won't feel ready to challenge everything you've known. But you have to do it anyway. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision to stop letting comfort call the shots, a decision to start living like your life depends on it, because it does. The clock is ticking, the world is moving, and while you wait for everything to be perfect, opportunities are passing you by, doors are closing, moments are expiring, and one day you're going to wake up and realize that the cage was never locked. You had the key the entire time. The question is, what will it take for you to use it? Comfort has lied to you long enough. It told you this was all there is. It told you to play small, to stay silent, to lower your standards. It told you that dreams are for other people, that greatness is out of reach, that change is too hard. But you know better now. You know the truth. And the truth is this: you were made for more. You were born with purpose. You carry potential that has yet to be seen, and the world is waiting for the version of you that's bold enough to step outside the cage and never look back. So today you make a choice. Stay where it's safe, or step into what's sacred. Stay comfortable, or chase what's calling. Stay in the cage, or claim your freedom. You already know the truth. The only question is, what will you do with it? There comes a point in every person's life where the weight of reality settles in like morning fog after a sleepless night. That moment, whether triggered by heartbreak, disappointment, financial struggle, or the slow death of a dream, offers a quiet, sobering revelation. No one is coming to save you. It isn't a cry of despair. It's a call to rise. Because the truth is, you are the only one responsible for your life. You are the author of the next chapter. You are the decision, the discipline, and the direction. Everything changes the moment you stop outsourcing your power. So many people spend years waiting for things to magically align, waiting for someone to see their potential, waiting for a helping hand to pull them from the mess they've found themselves in. We've been conditioned to believe in saviors, the friend who will understand, the mentor who will lead us, the opportunity that'll finally fix everything. But here's the truth. No external force will ever be enough to transform a life that refuses to take ownership. Waiting is a form of self-abandonment. When you wait, you delay. When you delay, you decay. Taking responsibility is not about blame. It's about power. It's about no longer giving your peace away to people who couldn't handle their own. It's about no longer letting your past hold your present hostage. Responsibility means looking in the mirror and choosing not to flinch. It means asking yourself the hard questions. Where am I going? Who am I becoming? What am I tolerating that's slowly killing me? Because the only way forward is through truth. And truth doesn't always comfort. Sometimes it confronts. Sometimes it demands more than you feel ready to give. But if you want change, if you want healing, if you want to grow into the person you keep dreaming about, you have to make a decision. Will you own your life or remain a prisoner to your excuses? The moment you accept full ownership, something begins to shift. Your language changes. No more "I can't," or "they won't let me," or "this always happens to me." Those are the words of someone waiting to be rescued. You begin to realize that while circumstances are real, they don't define you. People will fail you, life will test you, and not every door will open. But none of that gives you permission to give up your agency. If anything, it gives you a reason to fight harder. Taking responsibility is about reclaiming your ability to choose. You may not control what happens, but you always control your reaction. You control your focus, your energy, your attitude. Every morning you wake up, you have the chance to rewrite the narrative, to stop playing the victim and start being the architect. And architecture is not built on fantasies, it's built on decisions, sweat, and the courage to begin again when things fall apart. Many people misunderstand responsibility as a burden, but it's actually liberation. Because once you stop waiting for someone else to fix you, you realize you had the tools all along. You just didn't want to pick them up, because healing is hard, growth is painful, forgiveness feels unfair, but all of it is necessary. Life will keep handing you the same lesson until you learn it. And the moment you stop running and start rebuilding, that's when the real magic begins. If you're struggling, if you feel stuck, if your life feels like it's in limbo, ask yourself, where have I abdicated responsibility? Where am I still waiting for permission? Who am I still hoping will come back and make things right? And then realize they're not coming. Not because people are cruel, but because your journey is yours. No one can walk it for you. You have to be the one to rise, to face the mirror, to forgive yourself, to set a new standard, to break the cycle, because what you don't change, you choose. And every day you delay, the cost grows higher. Ownership is not a one-time decision. It's a daily choice, a muscle that gets stronger with use. It's choosing to show up when you'd rather stay in bed. It's saying no to what drains you even if it's familiar. It's staying focused when distractions scream for attention. It's holding yourself accountable even when no one is watching. And it's trusting that the small things done with intention will one day become the big breakthroughs you prayed for. You'll be tempted to quit, to go back to your comfort zone, to blame the system, your upbringing, your ex, your boss, or your body. But none of that brings change. Excuses are just stories we tell ourselves to feel better about inaction. And every time you tell that story, you reinforce the identity of someone who needs to be saved. But the truth is, you've always had the strength to break free. You just have to believe it enough to act on it. Responsibility is uncomfortable. It means admitting your patterns, owning your triggers, releasing your victimhood. It means recognizing that even though someone may have hurt you, it's your job to heal. That even though the world is unfair, you're still responsible for what you do with your pain. Because pain can either become your prison or your platform. And the difference is responsibility. The difference is choice. Your power lies in the decision to stop waiting and start working. To stop complaining and start creating. To stop hoping and start doing. Every breakthrough begins with a moment of brutal honesty, a moment where you finally say enough. Enough of the fear, enough of the passivity, enough of playing small, because the life you want is not waiting for you, it's waiting on you. And if you don't take control now, you'll spend your life reacting instead of creating. Some days you will feel overwhelmed. You'll want to go back to the illusion that someone else can fix it, but the only way out is through through the discomfort, through the loneliness, through the sacrifice. Because once you taste what it's like to truly own your life, to look around and know that you built it, to wake up knowing you're no longer waiting, that's freedom, that's power, that's purpose. You may not have had control over how your story began, but you get to decide how it ends. That's the gift of being alive. Every second is a chance to rewrite, to reframe, to rise. But you cannot rise without responsibility. You cannot soar while blaming gravity. You cannot evolve while clinging to comfort. It will hurt, it will stretch you, but it will also awaken you to a strength you forgot you had. So let today be the day you stop looking outward and start turning inward. Let it be the day you stop hoping someone will come and start becoming someone who moves. Let it be the day you stop waiting and start walking. You are responsible for your life. You are not powerless. You are not helpless. You are not waiting for rescue. You are the rescuer. You are the builder. You are the answer. No more delay, no more excuses, no more denial. The life you want is calling, and no one can live it for you. You either take responsibility or remain at the mercy of whatever life throws your way. And that's not how warriors live. That's not how legends are made. Own your life and everything changes. Not overnight, but over time. One decision, one habit, one belief at a time. And it all starts when you stop waiting for someone to save you and start becoming the one who saves yourself.